Good evening, guys. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all doing well. Now, tonight is episode 17 of a big talk about football. So, welcome, 5 people. I hope you are all doing well. Episode 17. I can't believe we've done 17 episodes of these now. That is mental. 17 episodes. Welcome back to the channel. But before we do go any further, please subscribe to West Ham Unofficial if you are new. Just before we came on air, we've reached the 1.18k mark on the YouTube. So that's 1,180 subscribers. So that is fantastic. Thank you very much for you all subscribing, coming over from the various YouTube channels. And talking of the various YouTube channels, tonight, 9 p.m, I will be on my Hammers 11 game show with Russ. There it is. Tonight, up against Anton from West Ham United, up against Ryan from West Ham Fan TV. So make sure you check that out. 9 p.m. On there. So make sure you do check that out. But the question is, we are going to try and spam this in the chat to annoy Anton and Ryan. So are you hashtag Team Ryan, hashtag Team Anton, or hashtag? That's a bit far. Hashtag Team Jake. You can't see it. Come on, let's get hashtag Team Jake going in there. Lots of cool things. Right, let's go through a couple of comments that have come through. Evening. Good evening. Evening. Hope you have done your homework, young man. Yes, I've done my homework. There isn't no homework. It's half term, Gary. Come on. G'day, young Jake. Hi, Kieran, mate. Thank you very much. Evening, young sir. Thank you very much, Andrew. Oh, Anton's in the chat. Anton's in the chat. Just before we do, here we go. Hashtag Team J. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Anton. It could be Stell. You never know, but it's usually Anton on there. Phil. Phil. Good evening, mate. Evening, Jay. This will be a good battle tonight on the quiz. It certainly will be. But before I do go any further, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Stallbridge Building Supplies for their help this week. Check them out in the description down below using the link in the description, and also check out Canning Town Len using the link in the description down below. And also just a quick shout out to hashtag £1 for Isla. That would be greatly appreciated if you could go over there, check them out on the Twitter page, and check them out. Right, so without further ado, let's get straight into it then. So we've got Dom, who is a Arsenal fan. Good evening, Dom. How are you?
Hi, mate. Yeah, I'm all good, thanks. You?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, yeah.
Right, good. We've also got the very talented young lad that's come on before. It is Josh. Josh, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good. Right, so let's get started then. Dom, we'll start with you then. So in terms of Arsenal, Aubameyang bagged a hat-trick in against Leeds. Do you think this could be the turning point for him, do you think?
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully he'll get some confidence from scoring 3. And if he starts tonight, hopefully he can get a few more. Because we're definitely going to need him to score some goals in our next few games, because they're quite tricky. So hopefully.
Yeah. So Josh, if we come to you then, in terms of Aston Villa, you play Leicester in your next game. Thoughts about that? You confident?
Not really, to be honest, because I think they're in quite a good run of form. They've just beat Liverpool 3-1, so it's their confidence will be sky high for them. And we've just come off the back of an awful performance of Brighton. We were lucky to get away with a point, and they have some really dangerous players: Harvey Barnes, James Maddison, Jamie Vardy. So I think it's going to be really difficult to keep them quiet, because we also have some injuries as well. Matty Cash, who's crucial to that back four, he's out injured, and that's going to be a huge miss. So I think not feeling too confident, and I think we'll definitely take a point.
Yeah. What do you think kind of the dip in form's been down to? Because I mean, you've got the players there. I mean, you've got a very talented goalkeeper in goal. What do you put it down to? Kind of the kind of dip in form, because you've got a great side there, I think.
Yeah, I think it's not. We've had worse form like that. Like, it's not as bad as like last season, but I think it's just really inconsistent. Our results, like, we win one and then we lose one. I think like some of the players like tired sometimes, because the schedule is like that ridiculous now. Like, there's games most of the time twice a week now. So I think needs to start like rotating the team up a bit more, and like maybe we might start getting a few wins.
Yeah. Dom, I mean the kind of fixture schedule is kind of going back to in the Premier League once a week, but so you're in the Europa League, so it still stays kind of 2 games a week for you. Do you think kind of the back end of the season that could come back and kind of haunt you a bit? Because I mean they're not robots, are they? They've got to have a bit of a rest in there, haven't they?
That's the thing, though. We've got quite a big squad, so we're not as bad as like teams like Villa, who've got a bit of a smaller squad than us. But we've got 2 teams really that we could play. So I don't think it will have a factor. I just think we just need to just play each game as it comes, and whoever's fit for that game will play and hopefully give it their all and go from there. Because it's the same for quite a few teams in Europe.
Yeah.
Just got to keep going,
Yeah.
really.
There's a few Team Jakes in the chat for the quiz later. That's good to see. Gary asked you, Josh, can we tempt you to West Ham because it's the same colours?
No, no, no.
Oh, very good. Dad asked, feeling old, Dom?
Not really at the moment. I'm feeling quite young at the moment, doing lots of 5K runs. So yeah, I'm good.
Oh dear. Right. So we've mentioned kind of the Europa League game. Benfica tonight. I think it's 8 o'clock kickoff. Confident for that, Dom?
Yes, I am confident. I think we've got enough players to go and get a result. It's a bit weird that it's being played in Rome. So basically, no one's the home team tonight. So it's going to be a bit awkward, bit tricky, different pitch. But hopefully we can put out a strong team and get a result and have some confidence for the weekend's game against Man City, who are on fire. So hopefully give us some confidence.
Yeah, well, I mean, Man City, they are hot, red hot, Dom, aren't they, at the moment? I don't think anybody's going to stop them.
Well, someone's got to, so hopefully it's us on the weekend.
Oh well, kind of as you said, one team's got to do it. I'd rather it be us than you, but there we go. But Josh, if we come back to you, who do you think's been your standout, most important player this season?
Well, we all know the obvious one, but I think there's a few more. Like I think the goalie Martinez has definitely been the best after Grealish. I'd say. I think said it before. He's got one of the most clean sheets in the league. That performance against Brighton was just unbelievable. If it went for him, we definitely would have lost that game by probably 3-4 goals. And he's just been really consistent all season. He had that one-off game against West Ham, and that's it. So I think whereas some of the other players are like a bit inconsistent, like they have one good game, bad game the next, but he doesn't often make mistakes. He's really good shot stopper, and don't know why Arsenal sold him.
Yeah, neither do I. Shocking decision.
Oh well, the one-off game he had, it had to be against West Ham, didn't he? Let 2 goals in. But do you think that was a bad move just off that, Dom? Letting Emi Martinez go.
It's a real tough one. I thought last season he basically won us the FA Cup, Community Shield he won, but again Leno's also good. So whether you've got to keep 2 goalies or a shame that we let him go, but he's doing really well, and I think every Arsenal fan are happy that he's playing well. He's doing fantastic for Villa. So it's a shame to see him go, but we wish him luck, and hopefully he can keep some more clean sheets against the bigger teams.
Yeah. So, what do you think there? Looking at the league table, Dom. What would you take now? Because I mean, you look like you were coming back to your normal Arsenal self, and you took another blip. What would you take at the end of the season now as successful? Looking at how it's been.
Realistically, if we get into Europe, I'm happy. But if it was down to me, I would focus on the Europa League, try and win that. We get Champions League if we win that. We've got a good chance of doing that if we keep our players fit. But hopefully, this season for us was always going to be one of those seasons. We need to get rid of all the players that weren't playing. We've done that. We've brought in a few players. So hopefully build for next season, really. But getting to Europe is a must. So hopefully we can do that.
Yeah. Well, in terms of the league, I think West Ham have got more chance, and you can tell I've been bored because look what I've made. I mean, I had to. There we go. Chatting to some of the Arsenal mates, so we've got more chance of getting Champions League football than you this season, Don.
Jake, as long as you beat Tottenham at the weekend, I don't care what you do, whatever. As long as you beat them, that's the main focus for all Arsenal fans. Beat Spurs at the weekend.
I will beat them. Don't worry, I will beat them. Oh, so Josh, do you think? I mean, it's quite open the league this season. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. Like, there's loads of teams who are going for that European place. I think we might be able to get into it at the end, but it will be difficult because there's a lot of teams around us, like West Ham, Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, Everton. There's loads of other teams who are going for that last Europa League spot or even higher. So, like, I think it will be difficult, but if we can get that, then I'd definitely take it, considering where we were this time last year.
I mean, you're that good. You've took my question out of my mouth, mate. My question was, could you perhaps sneak into a European spot? And as you said, it's strange for us, kind of not little clubs, but not as big. You know, the top 6 clubs, and we're above the Chelseas, the Spurs, and the Arsenal's. Dom, it's just so open, and Mourinho's not doing his best job at Spurs at the moment, and Arteta's had a few blips. It's interesting, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fantastic season. It's actually nice seeing, like you say, the little clubs doing really well, because West Ham are doing fantastic, Villa are doing fantastic, Leicester as well. They're doing really well this season. So in a way, it's good for the Premier League because on their day, anyone can beat anyone now, which is nice to see, really.
Yeah. Josh, I'm taking part in a quiz tonight, and you're not even in it. But FIFA Career Mode's going Team Josh, so there you go. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of love for you in the chat. Kieran saying Ndidi is a monster. There you go. Interesting. Lots of other comments coming in. Neil said, evening, Jake and Josh. We don't talk to Arsenal fans. Did he come back from that, Dom?
Not really. No, Arsenal fans. We're a great bunch of lads. It all depends who he supports. Is he a Spurs fan by any chance?
I don't think he is. But we'll but we'll definitely find out. Josh and Dom, thank you very much for coming on tonight. And Josh, your knowledge just grows.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jake.
Right then, so let's move on. Ahead of West Ham versus Spurs tomorrow night, we do have a Spurs fan coming on. Unfortunately, but in a good way, I suppose. Rich, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
There you go. It's the battle of the guns tonight. Look, there you go. There you go. You doing good, mate?
Yeah. Okay. And Spurs are currently winning 3-1, so we're trying to chuck away 3-0 again.
I saw that. Tell you what, I had a bit of a well, I mean, you know me. I'm sure I would have loved what is it, a Wolfsburger, that team you've never heard of, to turn you over tonight, but don't look like it, does it?
Yeah, and even Gareth Bale scored, so they can't be that good, can they?
Oh God, is he really?
Yeah. Actually, a good goal for a change.
Oh, well, it's an Austrian side, so it don't matter. It don't really count. But we're also dipping into the Championship tonight to talk about Brentford, and we've got Clive to do that with. Clive, how are you?
I'm all right, thanks, Jake. And you?
Yeah, not too bad. Right, Richard, we'll start with you then. You're playing Wolfsburger currently. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I did put down a game you should be winning, but you are winning. Has it been kind of a easy ride for you?
It has. It's been the first half was very easy. Wolfsburg play a very open game, which suits us. So we were cutting through them, even with Kane. The goals were Sonny scored in the first half. He's come off at half time. Gareth Bale and Lucas Moura, 3 good goals. Unfortunately, we've given away a penalty since then, so it's now 3-1. I say I'm starting to get itchy because I know what happens when we get 3-0 up and get back to 3-1.
Yeah.
Someone scores a worldie for outside the box at 3-all.
Oh, there you go, Clive. To be fair, Richard, I wasn't going to bring it up, but you've brought it up for me. Oh, are you there?
Well, I knew you would at some point. You wouldn't be able to resist, would you?
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. Clive, if we come to you then, disappointing game for you tonight. Last night, you lost to QPR. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I won't tell you my thoughts on QPR because your show will be taken off air straight away. But thoughts on the game, after 21 games without defeat and now losing 2, it was a bitter pill to swallow, especially seeing as our local rivals QPR. After the first 45 minutes, we were 1-0 up. Ivan Toney scoring his 24th goal of the season. And we were cruising, Jake. We were cruising to the win. And then the first 15 minutes of the second half was pretty much the same. Then Rangers made a couple of substitutions and that just totally changed the game for them. They took control, went 1-1. We didn't respond at all. We just carried on as we were, and Rangers got their, I hate to say it, but they got their deserved second. We were second best at the end of the day. All we can do now is hope that we pick ourselves up, dust ourselves down, and crack on with 3 points at Coventry on Saturday. Otherwise, I don't know, automatic promotion, don't know now.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, you're obviously getting Ivan Toney ready to move to West Ham, aren't you?
If you got the money and you're prepared to pay it, then we will sell him. There's no doubt on that. We will sell him. But you'll have to fork out an awful lot of money.
Well, has he been, you said 24 goals this season. Has he been very influential for you? And how much do you think he'll be worth?
Absolutely, he's been influential. It's not just his goals, Jake. He's got, I think, 9, maybe 10 assists as well. He works damn hard off the ball as well. I thought Ollie Watkins would be impossible to replace. But Ivan Toney, he's absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. How much he's worth? If we go up, we'll have to pay 10 million for him. We paid 5, and there's £5 million add-ons. If we go up, we have to pay 10 million. So if we sell him, I reckon, as a Premier League team, we'd sell him for 30 million, and we'd get that all day long.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jake. Rafa Benitez, he was at Newcastle for a little while when Rafa Benitez was boss. Benitez got rid of him because he said he's not really a goal scorer. He won't cut it. Benitez was wrong.
Well, yeah. Well, I think personally, I don't think he'll come to us if you come up to the Premier League. But Richard, if we come back to you, in terms of kind of Spurs, then. Well, the derby happens on the weekend. We've got to come to it. 5th place takes on 9th place. Do you need to resolve to stay clear of relegation, mate?
I don't think relegation's an issue for us. And we're looking up. We're looking at you big time. Bit of a false table at the moment, I think. West Ham are going to get a nosebleed in a minute and realise where they are.
What do you think is going to happen in the game then?
This season a bit.
Go on, sorry.
This season's been woeful. They've started so well, and then somewhere along the line they've just lost the plot completely, and suddenly gone from attacking to defending and not doing the defending very well, and suddenly find ourselves drifting down the old table. So that even the small teams, I made a note of that, even the small teams are above us.
Well,
even the small teams. Wow. Oh, well, we're above you. So, anything can happen. I mean, I'm not sure we're going to have a 3-3 masterclass from Spurs and then a last 10-minute masterclass from West Ham in the end. But I'm sure it'll be a good game.
I think it will be a good game, and I think Moyes has done wonders at West Ham this year. Just a shame you'll sack him after about 3 years next season.
Well, we're off for Rich. We're off on a European tour. We are Europa League, Champions League, whatever it is.
Well, that'd be good. I think you last won a European thing back in, was it 1963 4, you won the European Cup winner.
Oh, we won the FA Cup in 1980. Don't worry.
There's somewhere about an Intertoto Cup at some point, so I don't know what that is.
Neither do I, if I'm being honest. We did win that. The chat's been disabled again, guys. So I do apologise if you're watching. There must be some sort of glitch going on. But Clive, if I come back to you then, Coventry in your next game, is that a must-win, winnable game?
If we want to stay in touch with Norwich at the top, yeah, it is must-win for sure. Swansea got a couple of games in hand. A week ago, it's in our own hands, Jake. Now we can win every single game until the end of the season and still not finish first or second. So in my eyes, yeah, it's a must-win. And if we don't win, if we lose, then that's going to be 3 defeats on the trot, and that will have a psychological effect on the players. It's bound to. So yeah, to answer your question, it's most definitely a must-win game.
Yeah, well, it's kind of what Liverpool have done, but in the Championship, really gone that many games unbeaten and then just kind of slid back down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But talking to Liverpool, we've got Rich, who is a Liverpool fan. I'm coming on to talk Liverpool. Rich, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. And yourselves?
Yeah, not too bad. Right, so if we come to you then, Rich. In terms of Liverpool, a big boost for the side after the win against RB Leipzig yesterday.
Yeah, no, that was a really good game. I think it's because of the way that Leipzig played as well. You know, they came at us, they played quick. So, you know, we've suffered against teams that have just sat there waiting for us to break them down, and then they've just hit us on a free kick or whatever. So yeah, no.
Yeah,
we'll do well.
Is that a big morale boost in the kind of in the morale for the side? Do you think after that win?
Yeah, I think keeping a clean sheet. I think Alisson played a lot better, played more decisively, just cleared the ball. Whatever came to him, he didn't dilly-dally. And I thought our new centre-back played well, actually. Yeah, as a 20-year-old, just getting into it. He's no Craig Dawson, I know, but you never know. He may reach those lofty heights.
Hang on. He's coming in live from London.
Is he?
Is he coming? Can he?
Oh, there he is again.
There he is. There's big Craig Dawson. See, you mentioned him, Richard, and I couldn't help myself but to just pull him in, into the stream just to say hello. Anything to say to him, Rich?
Yeah, surprised you didn't make the move up to Liverpool on deadline day.
Yeah, right. So, Rich, if we come back to you in terms of Spurs, then, have you been surprised about the kind of have you been surprised? Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. Are you surprised about the performances of Gareth Bale this season, even though he's just scored in your Europa League tie?
No, because he's not as young as he once was. He clearly wasn't good enough to get in the Real Madrid side. He hasn't shown a great deal of desire when he's come on and played, even sort of for 30 minutes or whatever. You'd expect him to run around, try and put it about, and I've only seen glimpses of him doing what he can do. I mean, there was one glimpse in the last match where he went through about 3 or 4 players. But other than that, he would struggle to remember anything he'd done this season. And I think there's rumours about his attitude in terms of worrying about the slightest injury and those sorts of things. Well, that's not going to endear him to Jose at all, because Jose wants battlers. I just think he'll be back at Real Madrid at the end of the season.
Yeah,
it's a shame. It's a shame because he's been a terrific player, but unfortunately, his biggest asset was his pace, and he hasn't got that anymore.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the 20 million that you forked out for him at the moment, it hasn't really paid off. But Clive, if we come back to you, is promotion a must this season? Because you've come in here before saying going through kind of not getting automatic promotion isn't the best. But do you think you've still got it in you to get automatic promotion?
Absolutely, we have. Yeah, as our manager said last night, you don't become a bad team overnight. If you're QPR and Fulham, you develop that over 100 years and become a really bad team. But we're not. You like that one, Richard?
I did, yeah, that's good.
I think we can still do it, Jake, for absolute sure. Your old guy, Winston Reid, made his he didn't make his debut last night. He played his first full game for us. He did all right, I suppose. We've got the players, we've got the experience, and yeah, I still think we're going to do it. I really do.
Even without your main man, Saeed Benrahma, after he's come over to West Ham?
Yeah, we miss it. I miss him, Jake. He's without a doubt, he's the most skillful player I've ever seen in a Brentford shirt. But he was only part of it. He was just a cog. That's all he was, just a cog. We've replaced him with Simon Godos. We replaced Ollie Watkins. We've got him and Benrahma and Ollie were our top two scorers last season. We sold them both. We bought in over £60 million for the pair of them. Yeah, if you look at the leagues now, we're the top scorers in the leagues in all four divisions. Top scorers. We've got the highest goal scorer in Ivan Toney. No one's got more goals than him. So yeah, every player we have, as good as they are, includes Benrahma, they are just one cog. That's all they are.
Yeah. Richard, coming back to you in terms of Liverpool then. It's the big game, Merseyside derby on Saturday. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'd like to be positive about the game. I think Everton will come at us, which would be good for us. I don't think they'll sit back. And I think our front three should do the business again. I think as long as Bobby Firmino, if he plays well, then, you know, you're nailed on that Salah and Mane play well. And then even if he's not playing well, hopefully at least Salah will score. And, you know, with Mane scoring, that should give him a boost. So, yeah. No, yeah, looking forward to the game, actually. Yeah. I know we've played rubbish the last few weeks, but...
Yeah. Did you kind of think, you know, kind of the form you're in, and Everton are in a good bit of form at the moment, aren't they? Yeah,
no, they are. Yeah, I won't take that away from them. But it's tight, isn't it, at the top? Apart from, obviously, City running away with it. You know, Aston Villa, if they win their games in hand, they could go above us. You know, obviously Leicester above us, but everybody's playing everybody again, aren't they, soon? So yeah. that you know, I just want to see Man United slip up, as long as they slip up, and that as long as we finish above them, that's the main thing for us now for the end of the season.
Yeah, well, we're going to turn to West Ham in this show very, very shortly. But I'd like to ask both Richards this. How does it feel that West Ham are above Liverpool and Spurs in the league?
That won't last long. Well,
I think from my point of view, it's we just like to give these little teams a chance occasionally and enjoy.
Oh, you cut him off! That was harsh.
Oh dear. Well, to be fair,
enjoy it while you can, because it won't last very long.
Oh, I'm sure it will. And you can tell I've been bored in half term, because look, this fantastic creation that I decided to make of Big Craig Dawson and Thomas Souček. Champions League, West Ham, it's happening, I tell you. So Clive, just before I let you guys go, do you think you need to make any additions to the side if you do come up? I can see Richard shaking his head down there. But Clive, do you think that you need to make any additions in the summer if you do get promotion up to the Premier League?
Absolutely, we do. Yeah, you only got to look at the teams who do get promoted. They always struggle. Sheffield United last year were an exception to the rule. The gap between the Championship and the Premier League is a big gap. If it wasn't, then the promoted clubs wouldn't struggle. So, yeah, we will need to strengthen. But I can tell you now, for absolute sure, our recruitment team are already on it. They know exactly who they want. They'll be targeting them, and come the summer, if we do go up, they'll be buying them. Absolute sure. Absolute sure. Where we need to improve, I don't know, because I like all the players we've got. But we will need to improve for absolute sure.
Are you happy with your new stadium?
Sorry?
Are you happy with the new stadium?
Yeah, it looks. I'm old school, mate. I'd rather have terracing to stand on, but we can't have that. The stadium looks absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I worked on there. I worked on there for 18 months.
Oh, did you? Doing what?
Helping the people who are building it plan it.
Right.
So, yeah, really good.
So you reckon it's a good one as well, then? Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Both Richards and Clive, thank you very much for joining me tonight to talk about your clubs.
All right, cheers, Jake. Hopefully next time we talk, we'll be top and
Jake.
Ben Rama would have scored.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Jake.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank you. Right, we've got a couple of West Ham fans waiting in the back, but before we do that, this video is in collaboration with Canning Town Lens, so please see the video here and check him out using the link in the description. Canning Town Len is your best place to buy custom portraits that you can buy on the internet. Canning Town Len does animated portraits like this one he did for me up here. They're absolutely fantastic and I couldn't recommend them enough. So just some ones that he did for me. I've got this one here outside the London Stadium. I mean, it looks just like me, really, the best possible kind of animated portrait, kind of animated cartoon kind of picture I could hope for, really. They're absolutely amazing and they are so realistic, look exactly like me, and they are very good to buy. So make sure you do click the link in the description down below to buy a portrait from Canning Town Len. I'd highly recommend them. Click the link in the description down below. He does animated portraits, non-West Ham related, West Ham related, lots of different backgrounds, any shirt, any background. You can basically customize it to your absolute kind of needs and what you exactly want. So click the link in the description down below to check out Canning Town Len. Come on, your irons. And our first West Ham guest, I'll tell you what, I'm glad I put that video on because he was just finishing some sort of donut there, weren't you, Charlie?
Okay, right. For a start, it wasn't a donut. It was a pizza sub, okay? Give me the respect I deserved. I ate my donut for lunch, okay?
Oh, okay.
And I haven't finished it, but I'm looking forward to it. Last bite, I'm going to have to wait and then savor it after this. But yeah, no, when I saw my thing pop up, I was like, oh my God, Jesus. So, you know, thank you for having me on. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. To be fair, I couldn't see. I've only got you in a little box down the corner when you were in. I thought you were munching on something, but yeah. Thank you for coming on. Obviously, check out Hammer's Chat if you haven't already. To be fair, half of you have come over from Hammer's Chat, so there isn't many of you that haven't checked out Hammer's Chat. But thank you very much, Charlie. Just before we bring on our next West Ham guest, I thought we've both come up against a man called Adam Frankel, haven't we?
Unfortunately, yeah, we both have had the displeasure of just talking to him as a struggle, let alone having to, face him in the world of quizzing.
Well, to be fair, he's not on it. He ain't got no link, so we can just say what we want. And the chat's been disabled tonight, so we can say what he wants, and he can't say anything back. So, loving life.
I did speak to him yesterday, and he was like, he asked me what time I was coming on, and I think he was aiming to come and cause trouble.
Oh, but the chat's been disabled, so he can't cause trouble unless my dad sends him the link.
Well, what I would say to your dad is don't sully the show with Adam Frankel's presence. He gets his tendrils in every fingers in all the part. Not worth it. Let him stay in America with his dude perfect friends, and then we can just have a nice time without him. We can have a nice time without him.
What does this look like? I'm just like, look, I'll tell you what, I picked the ugliest mug of Adam I could find.
Well, it's not difficult. There's a lot of them, but I'll just say this: Adam thinks he's a hot shot. Adam thinks he can. Adam thinks he can message me right now and then start chatting nonsense, which he might or might not be doing. The point is, he thinks he's big because he can beat me on his own show. Oh, that's so difficult. Oh my God. Oh, I went on to Adam's show and he beat me. What a big time guy. Anywhere else in the world, I beat him. Any channel in the world.
This one as well. And just before we do bring on our next guest, that ain't a Christmas jumper, is it, Charlie?
It is, but it's warm. Leave me alone. It's warm. Look, I'll be honest with you, right? I was sitting here eating my pizza in my pajamas. I can't lie to you, right? And I was a bit cold. And I looked around. This was about 2 minutes before we came on. And on my piano, my girlfriend's piano, there was a Christmas jumper there still. And it's warm, so I've gone with it. And I have no regrets.
And I'm sure you're glad that the chat isn't on tonight, because could you imagine?
Listen, I do the watch-alongs live for 2.5 hours. They can't say anything to me. It's fine. Why is he still messaging? I'm gonna read out the message to you, Jake, just so you're aware, because Adam Frankel is messaging me currently. He said, "I'm loving that my name is being mentioned. Shut your mouth. The live chat is disabled. I'm here. I've beat you twice. Awful jumper, awful quiz skills, the bore-alongs." Adam, stop it. Okay, look, just move on. Okay, you beat me in your own episode, on your own things. Oh, you invite me onto your podcast and you beat me. Oh, what a big time Charlie you are. Oh, you invite me onto your quiz show. Oh, wow, you beat me by 1 point. Congratulations, mate. Anywhere else on any other channel on YouTube, including this, look at that, including this one, especially this one, I would beat you. I would beat you easily. I'd wipe the floor with you. You have to stack the deck in your favor. You know, you're the one talking about me. I'm done talking about Frankel then, apparently. I'm done talking about him.
We're done. Right. We better talk about West Ham, Charlie. Does that sound good?
Better than Adam Frankel.
All right. And to do that we've got over from West Ham Irons United. First time coming on the show. It's Matt. Matt, how are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you, Jake?
Yeah, not too bad. So we'll come to you first then, Matt. For people who haven't come up before, I asked them how did they become the fan they are. So how did you become a West Ham fan?
I didn't have a choice. Third generation West Ham fan, so you don't get a choice. You know, it's one of them. My dad and my granddad, when my dad was a kid, grew up on Green Street, round the corner. So you know, it's the way you do it though. You don't, you know, it's like raising a kid, you've got to make him tough for the outer world. So what you make him a West Ham fan. Be too easy being like a Man United or a Chelsea fan, and then you grow up loving everything and winning. Yeah, it's character building.
There you go. Charlie, the same question to you. How do you become a West Ham fan? Oh, you're on mute, mate. You've muted yourself. There you go.
I was texting Adam and I didn't want to be rude. Shockingly the same. My dad, although I'm not third generation, my dad was from West London originally, but he chose to support West Ham when it was time to pick a team. He chose to support West Ham because, like me, he was a lazy person, and he was next to a district line station, and it went all the way to Upton. So he was like, right, I could get that all the way, and then just get off and only have to walk a little bit, or I could have to walk a long way to get a bus or whatever to get to Brentford or to Chelsea or wherever. So he picked West Ham, and then me being a North London person just copied him, and then just unfortunately. Yeah, I can't remember never not being a West Ham fan. One of my close family friends, one of my mum and my dad's friends, tells a story about me being in his car once, in the back of his car, going somewhere on holiday or something, when I was like 5 or 6, and him going, "Do you still support West Ham?" And then me going, "I am West Ham." So it's from day dot apparently.
Right then, let's talk about this season, and I've never been happy enough to talk about West Ham. Matt, we talk about it on West Ham United. Where this happy days we're sat in fourth in no, sorry, not fourth. We were fourth. We're now fifth in the league. It's just loving life, isn't it?
It's strange for a West Ham fan. Like, it doesn't seem right that we're that high up at the table because we just don't do it. You know, we had that one season. The last season at the Boleyn, and then before that, I think you have to go back to really the 98-99 season. So we don't have normally successful seasons. Normally it's either relegation or mid-table. So I'd say to everyone, enjoy it while it's here because it's a very strange season. You know, it's apart from maybe Man City who are running away with it, it's wide open, and we could legitimately finish anywhere from 12th to 3rd. It's just wide open at the moment. So we've got to enjoy it, enjoy the ride. No one knows it's going to go until the end.
Definitely. And Charlie, you've never been happier to sit there for 2.5 hours on your own and do a watch along, have you?
Yeah, I usually just do it by myself and it's quite depressing. Whereas now we do it and we score a goal and it's nice for a while, but then I go back to just being by myself. It's weird because like I'm very publicly not a David Moyes person. And yet even I'm sitting here with faith that we're going to pull out games when we're doing badly. When we're up against the wall, I still think we have a chance to come back and actually make a run at a team we perhaps shouldn't have. And that's as someone who doesn't like the manager. I'm like, we've got this. We can actually go ahead and do this. It's an insane feeling to have as a West Ham fan, especially living in North London, surrounded by Arsenal and Manchester United fans, where they all can actually say their teams have been good at some point in the past. And I'm just used to being like, listen, if we survive this season, it's a grand old season. So for me to go up against, say, Arsenal and go, do you know what? We're going to beat them. It just feels, I don't know, it's just fun. It's just nice, isn't it?
It is. It's just a luxury that we're not, used to, Matt, are we? It's just like we're sat here without a striker in the club, and we're 5th in the league.
That's just like typical West Ham, isn't it? That would be like the most West Ham thing ever. If we don't have an actual striker, we finish like 4th or 5th. Like anyone else just wouldn't be able to do it. They'd all be falling down the table. But us, we're like, oh no, it's fine. You know, we got a centre forward that's not a centre forward that's got hamstrings made of strawberry shoelaces. You know, we've got a couple of wingers that might play it. We've got a guy on loan from Man United that wasn't good enough for them that could make us finish above them. It wouldn't be West Ham if it was too easy and straightforward, would it?
Oh, you just laugh at it. You just completely sum it up as it is, really. We've gone with Lingard. Lingard as a false 9. It looks like we're going to be playing as when Antonio's out, Charlie. I mean, we've learnt to just trust Moyes and his kind of understandings and his tactics, haven't we?
That's the thing, is like, I really don't like him. I can't stress to you, I don't like David Moyes. And yet I'm there, and I think, for example, I was having this conversation on the American Hammers last night when we were talking about how Moyes sets up against big teams and how that's the stumbling block they had, was when they felt he was too defensive against those teams and stuff like that. Whereas I'm there and I'm like, actually, I like him against the big teams. I feel like he's got it. I feel like we set up and we sort of know what we're doing as a unit. He's got us playing, and I hate saying it, because I don't like the guy, but he has done it. There is no doubting it. You can't really sit here and say, for example, he doesn't deserve a new contract or anything like that, because he has, despite everything, despite having a group of players that almost got relegated the season before, despite having, like Matt said, like a striker who has cheese strings for hamstrings, like despite a player who, despite having owners who won't back him and do all this other stuff, he's got us to this position kicking and screaming. So you've just got to respect him.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to come off Franco in 2 sets, but I've just had a text through from my dad saying, oh, Charlie, I've destroyed Adam in a quiz. Do you want any tips? And that's nothing to do with me. That is nothing to do with me, Adam.
I don't like how other people who beat Adam Frankel bring up to me that they've beaten Adam Frankel. Look.
That's not me. That's literally my dad. Don't blame me, Adam.
Listen, West Ham Senior Unofficial, West Ham Unofficial Senior, whatever your real name is, okay? Did I lose? Yes. That's all I've got to say on the matter.
Oh, dear. God, Charlie, you make me laugh. Well, don't worry. When it happens on this turf, there'll only be one winner.
Thank you. It's going to be the big dog. I don't know why I've just called myself the big dog, but I've done it now and it's live on the internet, so I'm going to have to go with it.
It's just really distressing me that I look down at my overlay section and this is there, so I'm just it's going delete overlay. Right, it's gone. Right then, so let's get back to West Ham then. We've got a couple more fans coming on now. Oh, we've got kind of turning into a regular on the channel now. It's James. James, how are you?
I'm good, mate. How you been? All right? You all good?
Yeah, happy days. We're still in a fantastic position, so fantastic really. And we've also got Gatesy for everywhere he goes. Gatesy, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. So Gatesy, we'll come to you first. You haven't been on before, so I'll ask you as I ask everyone, how did you become a West Ham fan?
For me, it was a really boring story. It was my dad. He didn't give me a choice. Which is probably the same for most West Ham fans. The interesting story was how my dad became the West Ham fan, because for anyone that hasn't seen, because I did the My Hams 11 with Russ the other day, so if anyone's seen it, they've already know what I'm about to say. But I'm from a place called Kennington, which is in southeast London, which if I was supposed to support the team that was nearest to me, I'd have either been a Chelsea or a Millwall fan. But my dad in 1964 was looking for a team to support. My granddad was an Arsenal fan, but he wasn't pushing my dad to support a particular team. West Ham got to the FA Cup, they won it, and that was that.
Yeah. Right, let's move to the game on Sunday. It's the big one, West Ham v Spurs. See, if you want like a proper, graphic channel, Charlie will probably do it. Put a nice graphic up now. But this is the only graphic I've got. So we'll have to go with that.
It's better than I would do. Thank you. Exactly. I mean, it's better than I would make as well, if we're going to be honest about it. Anything with, it's got Frankel's face on it, which is a shame, but we move.
We move. Right. So Matt, we'll come to you then. Spurs on Sunday. I mean, they've just kind of winning against Wolfsburg, team no one's ever heard of. But we'll move on from that. But we've got to be confident, Matt, haven't we?
I mean, let's face it. It's not the real Wolfsburg. It's like some fake Wolfsburg from Austria.
Yeah.
RW Pellets or something they're called.
Oh, I don't know.
If you actually look at the team, barring I think like Kane, he's almost taken his first team out there. He started a lot of his first team players, which I was thinking they got one of the easiest draws in the round, and I was thinking really I was just going to drop them all, rest them all for the game on Sunday. But Lloris started, Alderweireld started, the right back started, left back started, Son started, played 45 minutes. Everything's falling into place for us at the moment. We've got to be up for it. They're not going to be enjoying playing Sunday lunchtime. I'm sure Mourinho, if we win, Mourinho is going to be all over it again, moaned about fixtures and they went against us. He had the easiest draw and could have taken the second team, like the reserves and the kids, and he would have won. And he left Kane at home and left Celso at home for some reason and took everyone else. I mean, Bale started and scored, so it shows you what level this team was, because he's done literally nothing this year on 325 grand a week, which is mental. It's all falling in for us. We've got to be up for this game. I think they're going to be leggy. I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's a plus we've definitely got to take into it, James. And we've had 6 days of rest and recuperation, and they're playing Thursday night, Saturday lunchtime. I think it could, as Matt said, they've took their pretty much full strength side out there, and there's been rumours going around that Kane's perhaps picked up a little niggle. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But James, we got to go into that. They'll be a bit leggy and tired, I think, and we've got to take confidence going into it, haven't we?
It's the best time to play Spurs, mate, if I'm honest. They're playing tonight. We're fresh. We're confident. I hate this game. This is one game I hate all season, playing them, because I just never know which way it's going to go. There's the game back in October was a big game. After 16 minutes, I think the TV nearly went out the window. And luckily it didn't in the end, because Lanzini saved the day. But it's a big game all round. It all falls in our favour. It's just now we're going to see if Moyes' team can beat a top 6 team now. That is the next level. Like, if we can go there on Sunday and beat them, then there's a possibility that glory awaits.
Well, I mean, Gatesy, let's hope that there isn't quite so much drama as there was back in October. I mean, if it gets the win, I don't care. But that was just ridiculous, utterly ridiculous. How do you think the game's going to go, Gatesy?
I'm reasonably confident. I'm not being funny, but as we know they're playing Wolfsburg light at the minute, or the game's just finished. So they're going to have a lot less rest than us. So we should have a massive advantage there in terms of our freshness. And our confidence levels are through the roof at the minute. Whereas to me, it seems, everybody knows that Mourinho, when he goes into a club, he normally has got a shelf life of around about 3 seasons, give or take. But they seem to be imploding before our very eyes after 18 months, a year. It's standard Mourinho, but it's happening rather quick for me. But as far as I'm concerned, all the better for us. We're playing them at a time when they seem to be in complete disarray, and I think all the stars are aligning, and I think we're going to put in a performance on Sunday that really tells the rest of the Premier League that we're not here making up the numbers now. and we're here and we're going to stake a claim for getting a European place. And you know, if you want the European place that we're in at the minute, you're going to have to take it from us.
Yeah. Charlie, give me one reason why we're going to beat the Spuds on Sunday.
Because we're set up perfectly for it. I think we set up almost solidly for the big teams. I think the reason I didn't like the way we set up against United in the Cup is because we set up as if we were playing a league game. We were looking for a sort of draw, but in a league game, that's okay. We're gonna win. We won't concede a lot of goals. Like the three we got last time was sort of, then weren't flukes. They were great goals, but it's not going to happen again. Like that was just a freak situation where they just happened to break through. We're not going to see 3 goals. I mean, edit this clip, cut straight to us conceding 3 in 10 minutes. But I don't think it's going to happen again. And if that doesn't happen again, all of a sudden that game is completely different because they weren't. That was Spurs when they were in their prime form this season. That was Spurs when they were at their peak best. Right now, they're focusing on the Europa League because it's the only chance they've got of getting Champions League. Mourinho, as Gacy's just said, he's mid-implosion right now. So if he can win Europa League, he can maybe paper over the cracks and go, actually, look, we won a European trophy. We're going to be in Champions League next season. They can frame it differently. We're not there. We're looking at this game and we're firing for it. We've just come off a good win against Sheffield United. The confidence is coming back. I can't look at this in any other way apart from going, we are going to bring the fire for them, whereas they're going to be leggy after Europe. I can just see it happening.
That's what we want to hear. So in terms of the starting lineup then, Matt, would you agree? What would you do at the back? I mean, we've got, I'd say the normal kind of, the normal back 4-5, but we've had to change it. What would you go at the back? Obviously, Dawson, the first centre-back.
I think the team is... I think, first of all, the team is entirely dependent on Antonio if he plays or not. I don't think he's going to play. I think it's going to be the same team that played in Sheffield United. You know, obviously, Oggy's going to be out. I could see him going with the 4 at the back. The 4, it's weird because he likes the 4 at the back, he likes the 5 at the back. So the options are there. He can always start with a 4 if he doesn't like it, go into a 5. I think Diop played well enough. I don't think he was great, but I think he played well enough to start again. So, yeah, I think you'll see the standard back 4, which will be at the moment, which is basically Dawson, Creswell, Soufal, and whichever centre-back is fit, which looks like Diop.
Yeah. James, then, what would you do? And there's been, the normal's been going around. Antonio's fit. If he was fit, would you start him on Sunday, James?
If he's a risk, he's not worth starting at all. Like at the end of the day, because if he pulls up once, he's out for the whole of the season. And my attitude is now we've got 14 cup finals now, and that's how we've got to treat it. We've got to treat every game like a cup final, and to see where we're going to end up. I wouldn't risk him personally. If he is fit, I'd put him on the bench and go with another system. I think if you go to a 5 at the back against them, it's going. We will come unstuck because we played 5-4-1 against them in October, and in the first 16 minutes we got smashed to bits because we just couldn't get out in our own half or in their half. So to me, if he's semi-fit, put him on the bench, leave him on there, and see how the game goes. If he's not fit at all, leave him for next week against Man City, and then just give him a bit of a rest, basically.
Yeah. Come on then. Just before I let you go, then James, give me your score prediction for the game on Sunday.
Oh, I don't like this game. Obviously, I want us to win. I do want us to win. I think we've got the best chance of winning. I'm going to say 2-1 us, but I think there will be goals in this game because it's just the way this game goes. The last 2 times we've played in that Stratford, I think it's been 3-2 twice. So yeah, I can see goals in it. I'm going to say 2-1 us. Yeah.
James, thank you very much for coming on tonight, mate, because you come on a lot and it's greatly appreciated.
No worries, mate. You take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Gatesy, we've got your partner in crime. It's Duke. Duke, how are you?
I'm not too bad, buddy. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Duke, just tell us about your channel that you're running with Gatesy.
Well, to be honest, I watched you guys pretty much make it look like a piece of cake on a daily basis. To be fair, and I'm not saying I thought it was easy or it was going to be just simple to get going. But me and Gacy were talking one evening. I think I pretty much set the idea in motion by suggesting a Twitter page that we'd both be part of. Maybe just go down the road of a blog, really. And the next thing you know, we have a YouTube channel, which we're still trying to get our head around it. Still, feeling our way along as we go. But yeah, it's a bit of fun. I'm enjoying it, and like I say, I'm drawing on your guys' experiences and watching all of what you do and trying to take that with us.
Yeah. Please go over and subscribe to channel Forge from I and West Ham United. Go over there and subscribe if you haven't already. Honestly, if you guys could see what's going on in the private chat at the moment, you'd laugh. Right. The big dog up top. What's happening?
Well, I mean, I'm just the big dog, and life goes on. The thing is about the Antonio thing, to be mildly serious for 5 seconds, which was rare for me, I appreciate. But if he's even 5% chance of him not being ready, don't start him. It's a bad idea. Like, we know how injury prone he is, and as much as we need him up front against Tottenham, and I think we really do. We can't risk the rest of our season for a single game, no matter who it's against, in my opinion. Even if it is against Tottenham, we can't. I think even if there's a 5% chance he's not fit enough, you don't start him, you sacrifice it for someone else, and you start with someone else, and then he can be useful for the rest of the season. Because that guy, he's so vital to the way we play, and yet he's so delicate, and I just don't want to risk it. And every time I even think about him starting, I get panicky about it. I can't.
Well, it kind of all does us when he comes on and he goes for a big burst down the wing or down the side. You think, oh God, no, don't pull up. He's just so important to us, or is he, Duke? Do you think we can manage when he's not there with Lingard, who's up top? But we haven't got a striker, as I said to Matt earlier. We haven't got a striker, but we're sat 5th in the league and we're playing Lingard, who's on loan from Man United as a false 9. Happy days.
Yeah, I mean, I did a video the other day on our channel there where I suggested about Antonio not starting, fit or not. I just don't think we can run the risk. Everyone's been talking about the fact that he goes to that one big burst. We all panic. We all have a moment of holding our breath. Is he going to pull up or not? He came off the bench a few weeks ago, and he came on and he literally sprinted the width of the pitch, and I'm sitting there going, please don't, slowly, stop, enough's enough. No, for me, he doesn't start. I don't think we need him, to be honest, in the sense that we need him to start games. I think him coming off the bench is going to be more of a dangerous weapon to use than it will be to have him start. I think with Lingard and Bowen and maybe Ben Rama coming in and hopefully linking up the way Lanzini did against Sheffield United the other night, I think that could be the way to go.
Yeah, and the madness continues in the private chat. But anyway, we'll move on from that. Matt, what's your prediction? We'll go around predictions now. Matt, what's your prediction for Sunday?
I don't think Antonio's going to be the squad at all. I think this is all just like smoke and mirrors from Moyes. I reckon he's probably out another couple of weeks. We'll show him tweak it. It's going to be a tight game. Mourinho doesn't like playing his adventure football, does he? Mourinho's thing is really like Moyes, which is make yourself solid from the back and build forward. And at the start of the season, when Tottenham were all guns blazing and firing, all cylinders, they were scoring goals and they were attacking well. And they had a couple of results, and all of a sudden he's just rotated back to type Mourinho, and he sticks everyone behind the ball and leaves Son and Kane up front. I think this is going to be a really tight game. I could see it being like a 1-0. I think we'll nick it, but it's going to be. I could see only be one goal in it. I think both teams are very defensive. Mourinho just wants results at the moment. He's not bothered about this hacking football anymore. It's too important to Tottenham to not get Champions League. So yeah. I think it's going to be a tight, edgy game, to be honest.
Yeah. Am I right in saying, Matt, Stell's been saying that for the last few weeks, Antonio's out for a month. Is this you feeding him the information? Is that right?
No. I look. Stell's. I don't know. Stell gets his information from somewhere. I'm just guessing, but because Moyes has done it before, hasn't he? And I called it. We done a watch along. I think the cup game, and he was, he rumoured he was going to be for that game. Then it was, if he's not, it's the Sheffield United game. And I said, he just won't risk him for the cup game and say, look, I've got to save him. Sheffield United, he'll last minute fail a fitness test, and then it'll be like another 2 weeks. He's probably pulled his hamstring, which is normally about a month. But we can't afford to admit it, because that means the week after the window shut, when we didn't spend any money that apparently had 30 million to spend, all of a sudden we've got no centre forwards for the rest of the season. So Moyes is probably smoke and mirrors trying to hide the fact. Look, if he's on the bench or if he starts, then great, then it wasn't as bad as he thinks. But he done this last time, didn't he, in the Villa game? The first time we played him. And Haller had been playing badly but scoring. And he brought Antonio back, played him for that first 45 minutes, played awfully, pulled him off, and he was injured again. So even if it is another 2 weeks where he might be fit and they're just saving him, you're better off waiting until he is 100% fit. If he's 95% fit, don't play him, because that 5%, knowing our luck as he wants centre forward, he'll probably snap it and go again. Not worth the risk.
Yeah, exactly. Gatesy, give us your prediction for Sunday.
2-0 West Ham.
There you go. Bang it out. 2-0 West Ham. Perfect. That'll be perfect.
2-0 West Ham. And I'm going to go a stage further. Benny's got to break his duck at some point. What a time to do it. Because am I right in saying Carlos Tevez got his first goal against Tottenham? I'm fairly sure he did. At home as well. So there's a lot of similarities at the minute between Benny and Tevez. And I'm wondering if this could be another similarity. He's going to break his duck at home against Tottenham. Only this time, as opposed to last time, it will be in a win.
There you go. Duke, come on then, hit us with your prediction.
I'm going to go 2-1. I think, Benny will score. I think this is his game. I think it's going to be one of those ones where I think we'll run the show. As you touched on earlier, they're going to be leggy. They're going to be tired. The travel's going to take it out of them. Like you say, we've had significantly longer rests. So I think, with their game tonight, they're going to be leggy. We're going to take it to them. Benny to get one and us to win 2-1.
Perfect. And Charlie, grace us with your prediction.
I'm going bigger than that. I say 3-2. I think they're going to score, and I think we'll score as well. But I think it's going to be the legginess that's the factor here. That will go as the game goes on. They're going to have to either keep on their star players or sub them off. And at that point, I think it's going to become a game of. It's going to be hard to the taking, and I think we will. I think if there's one game where every single player on that pitch is going to be up for taking it, especially after last time, it's going to be this one. So I'm going to back 3-2, high scoring. Get your money on it now, and then don't blame me later.
see, Charlie, that'll be proper good content for the 2.5 hours, won't it?
That's more what I'm thinking of. Something to talk about, anything. Usually I'm talking about pizzas or some other nonsense, so anything is good with me.
Oh, quality. James has rejoined us. Hi, James. Let's go on, because our next 5 games, they're going to be a big test for us. They're tough fixtures. I think, off the top of my head, after Spurs, we've got we've got City, Leeds, Arsenal, and Leicester are in there as well. I think they're going to be tough, James, aren't they? And hopefully we can get the we can get the kind of the points that we need out of that to push on for the Europa League spot.
Next 5 games are massive, mate. At the end of the day, if we're going places this season and we're going to get tops 4, then we've got to pick up points in the next 5. I think the City game's beyond us. I think City will beat us. I think they're just a machine at the minute. The Leeds game's doable. Then we've got Arsenal coming up, Man United, Leicester and Wolves. So after that, so it's going to be interesting. Obviously, if we can pick up a win on Sunday, we go into the City game with no fear whatsoever. And I just hope it don't go the other way and we could end up sort of slipping. But I can't see it because we're playing too well at the minute.
Well, yeah. Well, Matt, let's hope that kind of we don't slip down, because it will just put all of the hard work, all of Moyes' kind of master plans onto the back burner, really. But it's going to be a real kind of up until kind of we've got Man United, Arsenal, and then we've got April and May. I think as the kind of season goes on further, the games do get a little bit less tough, and let's hope that we're kind of still up and around there, because I think we've got a real chance to nip in the Europa League spot.
Well, the thing is, we if you look in that, say we're talking about like this running for, say, the top 6, realistically, like, we're the underdogs in it. There's no pressure on us whatsoever. Moyes had one goal at the start of the season, and that was don't get relegated, and he's done that with 14 games to spare. Only one team's ever gone down on this amount of points, and that was us. Last 5 years, 35 points kept you up. So Moyes has done his job. So we go into these games now, like Gacy said, it's the cup finals. We can go into them. Also, we're not in the cup competitions, unfortunately, but that means we've only got one game a week for the rest of the season. So they can literally go out every week now and chuck 150% into every game, crawl off that pitch absolutely knackered, rest for a week, and go again. We've got nothing to lose. That's the only difference between us and the rest of the teams. Because if we don't get it and we finish 8th, he's still massively improved on what the target was for the season. Yes, it would be disappointing, but the pressure's not on us to do it. You've got Arsenal sitting down in mid-table. You've got Tottenham behind us. Chelsea, same as us. Liverpool, a point behind us. They're all the teams that have got massive financial implications of having to get into Europe. For like Tottenham just built a new stadium. Arsenal can't afford it. Liverpool, it'd be catastrophic for them, having just done all these seasons of Champions League, these big wages, to then miss out on Champions League entirely. So it's not easy for us, but the pressure's off us. We can just go out and give it a go, and as long as we give it our best shot, then it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, Gacy, it's funny that we were sat here in September hoping that we can survive relegation, and look where we are now.
It's absolutely crazy, isn't it? I mean, everybody looked at the first 7 fixtures, and I think there was a lot of people that looked and said, if it goes badly wrong, we could be 7 fixtures gone, 0 points. And we went through that 7-game run. Or at the first 2 games, we didn't get a point. But then after that, we had the Leicester game, the Wolves game, and the momentum and the confidence just built, and it's just carried on. And here we are, we're 14 games to go. Exactly what Matt just said. We've got 14 cup games essentially. 14 cup finals that we got to attack it, and we got to meet each and every team on the front foot. And you know what? If at the end of the season we don't manage to get what we're all hoping for, which is European qualification, and we've played that way, we've played on the front foot, so be it. Where I'll be disappointed is if we go out and we play a sort of a slightly meek and mild, timid style of football like we did in the Liverpool game. If we start playing like that, well, for me, that's completely unacceptable. We're better than that. This is a different West Ham. This is a West Ham that's got more confidence, and we're playing as a unit. There's a belief in the team. The manager's got a real sort of like a team ethic, a work ethic that he's got going. And yeah, I think, if we don't finish in the top 8 at the end of this season, and it sounds strange considering where we were last season and what the first 7 fixtures were, but I will be massively disappointed if we don't get top 8 as an absolute minimum.
Yeah, totally agree there, 100%. Everything what you just said is 100%. You've got to be looking at it that this season is the best chance we're going to get at European football, because Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, Leicester, Everton, they would all spend in the summer, and we've got owners who don't spend. So this is make or break this season. 14 games to go. Like everyone said here, it's 14 cup finals, and we've got to put 1,000% into it. And the only decent thing I will say, the teams we are playing the next 5, 6, 7 games, they've all got European football right now, and we're meeting them on a Sunday and basically or Monday. So basically, it does fall in our hands. But this is as what you just said, mate, is 1,000% on the money. If we don't take this chance now, we won't get European football unless we pump millions into it.
It's an opportunity for me, where we don't want to be looking back and thinking what could have been. It's as simple as that. You know, we've had so many times where we've had false dawns and things that, you know, what if this had gone this way and that? No, let's attack the next 14 games. Let's get as many points in the bag as we can, and play positively on, like I say, on the front foot, not on the back foot. Let's attack them and let's make them worry about us, and let's stop, you know, the reverse. You know, let's stop sitting there and worrying about what they're going to bring to the table. Let's let them worry about us.
Yeah. I mean, Duke is the best time that we're going to have for a long time. Well, perhaps this is a fantastic turning point in West Ham's history. You never know, do you? But it's a great kind of opportunity now, and we've got to take it, haven't we?
I think, as the other guys have said, yeah, this is it now. Without, you know, the big takeover, or, you know, the three up there now dipping into their pockets and actually going out and pretty much, I hate to say it, but buying success with a big names. You know, Chelsea did it, City did it gradually, but they still did it. They went out, they spent hundreds of millions of pounds on players coming out of nowhere. You know, I remember the Robinho signing from Man City at the end of the season, the end of the transfer window. So I think without us doing that, yeah, this is it. We've got to take everything that we've got here into a game to make sure that we can, you know, pick up as many points. These next handful of games are really going to show our mettle, if it were. You know, we've got to go out there. We've got to have more than, you know, a plan A. We can't just go out there with a plan A. And this is, you know, social media is awash with this Antonio. If he's fit, he's got to start. If he's fit, he's got to play. Not necessarily. I think he's also a great plan B, because I think we've got some good, you know, we've got a good backup plan. We showed that, yes, it was only Sheffield United, blah, blah, blah. I've heard it all this week so far, but it showed that it can work. You know, we put the pressure on. We came out and we didn't play from, you know, let them play in their final third. We played the game where we were. So as far as I'm concerned, if we can go out Sunday and make a statement, go out Sunday, make a statement of intent. You know what? We're not here to be, you know, the big boys plaything anymore. We're the ones that are going to come out. We're going to do a job. We're going to score the goals and take games to these so-called big boys. Listen, the world's our oyster this season. We can go out there. We can. James mentioned top 4 earlier. You guys have mentioned top 6, top 8. You know, the Europa Conference League, as it were, that's coming in next season as well. There's no reason why we can't take European football out of this season, but there's also no reason why we can't get top 4. If you look at it now, it's a matter of maybe a point or two, a few goals swing either way. And from what I don't know if you guys saw the Sky Sports finished the finalised table based on goals scored and points got today. We miss out by goal difference to Chelsea for 4th place. Now, let's go out and score them goals against Spurs, shall we? Let's go get a few of them back on Sunday.
Certainly. James, James, do you want to say something there?
I agree. I totally agree. I actually think Leicester's the team that we can hunt down. I think Man City are gone. I think Man United are up there. I think Chelsea are lurking. And what it is with Chelsea is they're being quiet because they're hanging out and basically nicking 1-0s and 2-0s and no one's mentioning them. And because they started so bad in the season, right, everyone's focused on Liverpool and no one's looking at Chelsea. Chelsea just doing their thing, nicking wins and getting up there. But I think Leicester's the team we can get. I think the further they get in the Europa, it's better for us. I think further all of the teams who get in the Europa is better for us, or Champions League. But I totally agree with everything Duke just said.
Yeah. Charlie, just to come back from Dreamland for a minute, there is still some people would say there's a bit of a worry. Do you still think that Diop can steady the ship well alongside Ogbonna until Ogbonna alongside Dawson, until Ogbonna comes back?
I think he can. I think he's got all the ability to do it, and I think he The best times he's played is when he's had longer runs in a team, and this is a perfect opportunity for him to do that. But even if it doesn't go perfectly well and it is a bit of a struggle and everything else, A, we're probably going to have moved back to the back three, so there'll be extra cover there anyway. And B, I think we need to have him have a long run in a team anyway, because when I look at Diop, I think of a guy who should be a lot better than he is, but he also should be, if I'm being honest, he should probably be at a big club. Like, after that first season performance, and it was Man United were interested for this much money and all this other stuff, he has everything to do it, but he's never going to get back to that stage until he is consistently playing in the team. So I think there's almost a case to be saying, even if he isn't doing what we need him and want him to do, we almost have to sacrifice and just say he has to keep doing it regardless, because that way we can get back to that stage. Because it's not like it just disappeared overnight. It's not like the talent just disappeared overnight. This isn't a usual West Ham signing where we sign them when they're like 37 and the talent, they just are over the hill. No, he's young. He can get back to that stage, but we need to be giving him the game time in order to get there. Can he do it? I think he can. Will he do it? I've got faith he will, because I think the last game specifically, I think he started to look all right again. And it's a case of just hoping he can continue that. And I think actually David Moyes is a man I trust to be able to try and drag that back out of him consistently.
Yeah. Matt, have you got full confidence in Diop alongside Dawson?
I've got full confidence in Dawson regardless. I think he's really stepped up in ways we didn't expect, and like he seemed to command a lot across the back line. He's very vocal, he's very commanding. And like Charlie said, Diop seems to play better the more game time he has. Like even in the game against Sheffield United, if you go back to that first half, he didn't have a very good half at all. And then at the start of the second half, he got that goal, and that goal gave him the confidence. And then you started seeing the old Diop start to come back in. And it's maybe that he needs that playing time and needs the confidence on the pitch to get back and believe in his own ability again. But if he gets a run of games, I think he'll get there. And it's not bad having him in the team, because the only thing you do get with Ogbonna and Dawson together is that there's not a lot of pace in that centre-back. Even with Creswell inside them, there's not a lot of pace, whereas Diop will bring you that bit of extra pace. And playing against a Tottenham team that has Son in it, you're going to need it. Like that's their one thing, is they'll have Son, Moura, Bergwijn, Bale, whichever combination plays alongside Kane, if Kane's fit, it's going to be pace. And Diop's probably going to benefit that more than maybe Ogbonna or Balbuena next to him.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, tonight I've had quite a few fans on, and my comeback's just literally that, 5th in the league. There you go, happy days. And I've also, you can tell that I've been bored in half time. I've also made that to go alongside it as well, because there's I've got nothing better to do, and it's happy days. Right, tonight, just before we round things up, tonight, Matt, I take on Anton in the My Hammers 11 quiz. Who's your money on?
Oh, it's you. It won't be Anton.
Thank you very
West
much.
Ham fan?
Matt.
No, it's you, Jake. Killy fan? No, he's not going to struggle.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There you go. Matt, that's got you some points to come back on again. Right, who are we going for then? Ryan, Anton, Jake, Charlie. I tell you what, this better be. Come on. Gio and Gonzo aren't represented tonight, so who are you representing?
Oh, it's Team Jake all day. Team Jake all day. Come on now. Like, let's be real. Look, Ryan, Anton, both knowledgeable guys, both can do their thing, but no competition. No competition whatsoever. Easy, light work for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Come on then, Gatesy. You've put in the private chat. Is it Team Jake?
Of course it is. I've had a £5 on you at Sky Bet, so you better not let me down.
Oh God.
I'm counting on you. I've got a good price, so don't let me down.
Come on then, Duke. Team Ryan, Anton, or Team Jake?
Listen, I'm not gonna buck the trend now, am I? I'm gonna stick with Team Jake. You've given me a shout out, and I want to come back. So yeah, always.
There we go. And finally, James.
Team Jake, mate. Don't let me down, boy. I got some good odds on you.
There we go. That is 6 out of 6 actually. Oh God, what am I doing there? That is every single one. So yeah, it is Wheel of Fortune. So I'm hoping that there aren't too many old ones in there, because I'm only 13, but I'm sure it'll be all right. To Charlie, Matt, James, Duke, and Gatesy, thank you very much for coming on tonight. And Charlie, just one last time. The last time you will be on the last time before this happens, you will be on this channel. There you go. And let's get that ugly mug of him off my screen. There we go.
He's going down, and that's the bottom line because the big dog said so. Come on, let's go. He's getting got. He's getting got.
Big dog. Let's go,
Thank
big
you.
dog.
He's getting got. He's getting got.
Love you, Adam.
Charlie's going to lay the smack of down.
Well, Charlie, I'm sure I'll make the quiz as fair as I can. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
All I need is it to be fair, and I'll win.
There we go. And it's on this tub. It's not on the Hammers shots rubbish. This is here. And there'll only be one winner. There'll only be one winner, Charlie.
The big dog.
Or
Bang.
that way. There you go.
Bang. I'm just going to do that for the rest of the time now.
But the one thing, you cannot be wearing that Christmas jumper when we do it, otherwise you'll
Okay, Jay. All right. Okay, look, it was cold. It was on the piano. I'll find a different jumper if it's such a problem. It's just warm, all right?
Thank you very much. Duke, Gatesy, Matt, and James. Thank you very much. And you've all gone for Team Jake, so you get that mark from me. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, young man.
Thank you, guys. Thank
Cheers,
you.
buddy.
Thank you. Right, hang on. Let me just leave you in there. Right, come on then. Any last words then, Charlie? Because the next time you're on this channel, you'll be obliterating. What's his name? I forgot his name. Adam. There you go. Adam. There you go.
It's not worth remembering. There's some people, Jake, they fight fair. Some people, they don't have to stack the odds in their favor. And when I lose. I put my hands up. I say, do you know what? I lost. It is what it is. We take these L's in life. It's not about how you get beaten, Jake. This is something everyone learns. It's about how you get back up from those defeats. To quote Chumbawamba, I get knocked down, but I get back up again. And the thing is, I keep getting back up. You think you're a hotshot, Adam Frankel. You think you're great because you won on your own little shows. Well, guess what? Now you're in the big time. Now you're on West Ham Unofficial, okay? And guess what? You're going to get the floor wiped with you. Whenever it happens, it's an inevitability, okay? Because when the big dog's hungry, the big dog feeds. It's just the way it goes. Woof, woof, I'm hungry, bruv. I've got pizza to the side of me and I am actually hungry, but it's happening. You're getting got, you're getting beat. There's no two ways about it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it has to happen somewhere else. I'm sorry that you have to come somewhere else and actually appear on a show when you're sitting there. Oh, I'm so busy. I live in America. I know, dude, perfect. Bruv, just accept the fate now because it's done.
Well, I'm sure he's watching it, and I'm sure your phone's going off, and I'm sure he wants the link sent. But we're ending the show there. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to West Ham Unofficial if you want to. From me and the big dog, goodbye.